Welcome to The Explainer. Right now, we're unpacking a fascinating and deeply impactful psychological conflict regarding one of the most universal challenges in human development: how exactly we cultivate success in the next generation. Now, on one side, we have this deeply ingrained instinct to push children towards success using fear. But on the other side, we have the methodology of guiding them through a foundation of deep security. And to be clear, this isn't just about suggesting one way is slightly better than the other. We're going to see how one approach fundamentally destroys true potential while the other completely unlocks it. I want to start right off the bat with this incredibly candid observation from our source material. I have heard parents say that they push the child towards achievement by inducing fear. It's a stunningly common admission, isn't it? I mean, just picture the parent yelling from the bleachers at a Little League game or that tense, heavy silence at the dinner table over a less than perfect report card. Many people genuinely believe that applying pressure, specifically through fear, is a reliable engine for high achievement. But we're going to thoroughly deconstruct exactly why this incredibly common tactic is fundamentally flawed and what the psychological mechanics behind that failure actually look like. All right, let's dive into Section 1, the fear approach, and why inducing fear is incorrect. Think about it like this. When a parent uses fear to push a child, maybe threatening to ground them for bringing home a B instead of an A, they aren't actually building resilience. They aren't building drive. Instead, they're directly breeding a deep, pervasive sense of insecurity within that child's mind. And this is crucial. It's not just a minor side effect of being strict. It is the direct, unavoidable psychological result of using fear. This brings us to Section 2, the illusion of achievement, what parents think they get versus reality. Now, what's really interesting here is the tragic trade-off that occurs. An insecure child can never achieve their true potential. That door is entirely closed. What you get instead is an illusion. The child simply delivers mere compliance to a defined outcome entirely due to the fear of consequences. So a parent might see their kid get the good grade or win the gold medal and think, hey, my pushing worked. But in reality, it's just compliance masquerading as actual achievement. Let's look at how this compounds in Section 3, the lingering insecurity, a lifelong challenge. You see, this psychological burden doesn't just mysteriously disappear once the math test is passed or the soccer game is won. This deep sense of insecurity becomes firmly embedded in the child's mind, and it lingers. The parent might have completely moved on. Maybe they're celebrating that hard-fought trophy on the mantle, but the child, they're still carrying that invisible weight long after the fear-inducing event has passed. And because it lingers, this insecurity creates a sort of domino effect. It creates further challenges that manifest differently as the child moves through different life stages. What starts out in childhood as just a simple fear of a parent's anger might morph into deep social anxieties during adolescence, and then later evolve into crippling imposter syndrome or paralyzing perfectionism in adulthood. So the fear tactic doesn't just solve a problem in the present, it guarantees a whole new set of evolving challenges for the future. Let's pivot to the solution in Section 4, the secure sanctuary, and what parents can actually control.
So if pushing through fear is an absolute disaster, what's the alternative? Well, it starts with a simple, humbling reality check about control. You cannot control the external world. You just can't. You can't control every teacher, every peer, or every single failure a child is going to face out there. Therefore, it is absolutely vital to focus entirely on what you can control, which is providing a highly secure environment at home to act as a true sanctuary. We can break this parent's actual job down into 3 really logical steps. Step 1 is the foundation. Provide that very secure home environment. Step 2 is a mental shift for the parent. Fully accept that the external world is wildly out of your control. And step 3, this is where the magic happens. Instead of pushing, you guide the child in a direction aligned to their inherent strengths, literally shifting the entire paradigm from being a demanding dictator to a supportive guide. Which leads perfectly into Section 5, guiding strengths and interests to achieve beyond expectations. Instead of demanding that a child comply with a predefined outcome, like telling them, you absolutely must be a doctor or you have to be the star quarterback, this new approach requires careful observation. You provide the security, and you look at the unique shape of the child. You observe their natural abilities, and then you help them find the environment where those natural strengths and genuine interests will naturally thrive. You aren't building a rigid mold for them to fit into. You're nurturing a foundation for them to build upon. And the ultimate result? When a child is raised in that kind of secure environment, completely free from fear, and is guided by their natural strengths,
They will excel and achieve far beyond expectations. Think about that contrast for a second. The fear-push child only delivers mere compliance to a baseline. But the securely guided child, they shatter that baseline entirely. They achieve far beyond what anyone could have ever forced them to do.
So if you're in a position of guiding a young person, I want to leave you with this question to deeply reflect on. Are you demanding compliance to a defined outcome through pressure and fear? Or are you doing the infinitely more rewarding work of providing a secure sanctuary to nurture their true potential? The difference is, quite literally, a lifetime of impact. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I hope this sparks some incredible reflection for you. Catch you next time.